Okay, guys, I just want you to see what my husband's reaction to going to a Christian church was. And yeah, I took him to a random Christian church, and I want to let you guys hear our thoughts. And then in the next video, I will take him to a Christian church that I've actually been to, and then we'll see his thoughts again, I guess. See his take on it. Yeah, so hope you guys like this video.
Hi guys, welcome back to another weekly vlog. If you're new here, I'm Kiera, also known as K-Way, and today we are about to go to church. Okay, go to church. Yeah, so look at baby girl back there sleeping, baby. So this is my husband's first time going to a Christian Baptist church. Well, a Christian church, period. But this is a Christian Baptist church. And so...
Also a church service. I have been to a church, but there was no service. It was just like...
Well, then you didn't go to church. You just was in there. What you doing in there? Eating?
No, I didn't eat. I was just curious as to how the church looks from inside.
Oh.
So I went to the church. There was nobody in there.
Yeah, okay, so now you're going to church. There must have been a different denomination. I don't know. Anyway, he's going to a Christian Baptist church today. So some of the questions he had this morning was, what happens? He asked, do they eat? Somebody worried about food early this morning. But yeah, he asked, did they?
I didn't eat that night.
Neither did I. That's why my stomach was
sure.
turned. I ain't eat last night. You did eat. You ate chicken.
No, I didn't eat the chicken. That chicken is whole in the house.
Oh, yeah. Well, I didn't eat either.
What would I have eaten that chicken with, though?
I don't know. You eat chicken by itself, baby. Let's not get off topic. God don't mind it. On the way to church, getting off topic. Yeah. So some of the questions he asked was, do they eat in church? And I was telling him that sometimes they do eat in church, but it just be like, it's not like something that happens every time you go to church. So something else. What's another question? So he asked what happens, and I just told him that when you go in church, you know, the preacher preaches the word of the Bible. You know, beforehand he'll like take a section or whatever out of the Bible that he wants to teach, and he tells you the word. He breaks it down into real life experiences. You know, a song or so may be thrown in there. Now, let me say this: all churches are different. So the churches that I'm used to, they cut up. Okay, baby, the Holy Ghost be had. People be speaking in tongues. It be a lot, okay? You know, when they start to play them drums, you know, folks be showing out, okay? But, you know, all churches aren't the same. So, I don't really know nothing about this church, because the church that I wanted to go to is the church that I'm kind of used to. But we're going to a different church today. So, we're both experiencing this church for the first time. But this is a Christian Baptist church, and he's never been to a Christian Baptist church and had service. So guys, I'm going to try to vlog a little bit without it being vlog discreetly, because you know we are in church. So we'll see. Okay? All right. So baby, how was church service?
It was good. I didn't understand the fact that if they say Bible is the book of God, and then why are they not following like verse after verse? Why are they just randomly jumping around from one, depending on what idea or what they're trying to preach that day?
Right. So I don't know about this church. From correct me if I'm wrong, because it's been a while since I've been to church, but normally when I go to church, we don't bounce like that. I'm talking about he went from Genesis. He went from
like
Ephesians.
different parts of.
He was back and forth multiple times, and I guess he was trying to tie in what he was trying to talk about the blood, but he was just hopping back and forth, and finding parts about the blood of Jesus or whatever he was trying to, So, and then at the end they sung a little song, whatever. Sorry, y'all. Excuse my outfit. I was nursing in the church. God said, feed my child, and that's what I did. Yeah, but okay. Me coming from a Christian Baptist background, that ain't the type of church. That ain't my type of church. Let me say that. Everybody to each their own, because at the end of the day, the Bible is the Bible, whatever. But normally, when I go to church, they kind of stay on the path. They don't be hopping back. I'm talking about, I know we got about maybe 5 to 6 not chapters, books of the Bible we was in. And when I went to church, we do go to another book of the Bible, but it's not that many, and it may be maybe one other place or something like that, or maybe 2 max. And most of the time it's right after whatever the main focus of that thing. We're not bouncing back and forth like that. So we went to this church this week. Next week I would like to go to another church, but I would like to take you to a church like I grew up going to, because this church had a piano and maybe an accordion or something. I don't even know what the other thing was because I couldn't see it really good. But the type of church I go to, we have drums, we have tambourines, and when you leave, you feel it, okay? Not all the time, depending on the preacher or the word that is being spoken. You feel something. You feel different. You feel something. I can't really put my finger on what it is that you're feeling, but you feel overjoyed, overwhelmed. You feel over whatever. So, okay. What else? Do you have any other thoughts, maybe, about the service?
I mean, I personally believe that there are many religions, but all of the religions pretty much talk about the same life lessons, and there could be different characters and different character names in each religion, but the lessons that they're trying to teach is pretty much the same, and I because of which I respect all of the religions, and I don't say one religion is better than another or above another religion. Or I would not say that,
You want to go to Waffle House?
No. And I would not say only Jesus is the highest God, or Krishna is the highest God, or Allah is the highest God. To me, that's not the case. And the way, in general, how they were trying to say, you raise your hand if you choose Jesus and only Jesus to be your God, to take you to heaven. I mean, that did not go well with my idea of God, or all these religions having different names for the same God. But yeah, that's about it.
Okay. Mamu, how was your experience at church for the first time? Sleep. Well, guys,
like I said, I was trying to focus on listen to what he was trying to say, or everything, follow him, different books and different points that he was trying to make, but
I was also trying to follow. I couldn't even follow what he was saying, to be honest.
he was saying that
He was saying
your sacrifice has to be with blood,
a blood sacrifice,
blood sacrifice
in order for you to.
But I do not agree. I mean, I don't know. I feel like to God, it's not like humans are better than dogs. So human life is more valuable than any other organism's life. The way they were saying that it was a substantial, no,
He didn't. A substitute.
a
is what he said.
substitutional
From his
sacrifice
son
from his son to another boar or
a
whatever.
ram.
Yeah, but I feel like a God cannot be like, oh, God has created in His eyes, He is the creator of all. He would not discriminate. Be like,
Oh, y'all, sorry. Allergies on 110. Let me just say that.
or He would not even want one of His creations to be sacrificed for Him to accept your faith for that. But I don't know. I don't agree with that. But
I don't even know what he was preaching about, honestly. I couldn't follow. He wasn't making good. What I was reading, when he told me us to turn to whatever book, chapter, verse, I was turning and I was reading. But what I was reading, it's almost like he had an idea of what he wanted to teach, and he picked out different parts that he wanted to make that idea go to. Because what I was reading, and we started at the first book. We started at Genesis. And I think we started at Genesis chapter 3. And I don't know. Oh, y'all. That's all I can say for that. We'll come back and give a little bit more, I guess.
Okay, guys, let's make dirty rice right quick for my husband. So first off, I just want to say I did not have all the ingredients to make my dirty rice, but I had the main ingredients, okay? So if you see something that I'm missing, just know, I already know it's missing. It's okay. It's all right. The dirty rice was good, according to my husband, according to my mom. So it all worked out in the end. It's a little light-skinned Keisha, but that's okay. So, yeah, like I said, it's all right. First, what I did, though, is I just rough chopped some bell pepper and some onion. And, y'all, I cannot chop small. So, baby, I use that little fruit processor back there. I use it. Got to use it every time. Yeah, so I just rough chopped that. And then I put that in my bowl after I chopped them, the bell pepper. And then I'm going to do the same exact thing to that onion. All right, I'm rough chopping the onion. And I started cutting a little slower right here because I was trying to debate if I wanted to use the whole onion or what half an onion do. I think I ended up only using half an onion because I ain't felt like doing all that. Just the honest answer, okay? So, yeah. Now I'm putting my onion in there. I'm about to blend it on up. Okay, it's blended. And y'all, that food processor, baby, that thing will get it so blended, baby, you'll have onion juice, honey. So be careful if you have one of those. Be careful if you have one of those. Okay, guys, so like I said, it's the middle of the week. My mama had already browned the sausage for me. And normally I do it in a different order. Normally I cut my bell pepper and onion and everything up, and then I go ahead and saute that first and then do the sausage so they can cook together. But my mom, she didn't know. She was just trying to help out, and she had already browned that sausage for me. So I had to make do what it do. The grease still was in there, though, because, you need that grease to, give it that flavor. And like I said, I was at my mom's house. So some of my spices and stuff that I used was missing. But that's okay. She did what she thought she could do. You know, she bought what she thought she needed to buy. And, you know, we went with it. And it was tasting, you know, how it needed to taste. So that's fine. But yeah, I put my spices in there. And y'all, normally when I make my dirty rice, I put a little bit of chili flakes in there. I also put, I use a little bit of hot sausage as well. But I didn't because now I have a baby and I knew I thought baby girl was going to want some. Child, she ain't fool around with this done. What you call it? I'm convinced she's a vegetarian too. Yeah, so then I had already rinsed my white rice, and I just put it in a bowl. I don't measure anything, y'all. Don't ask me how many cups of rice that is, because I don't know, honey. After I put that rice in that pot, I just stirred it up, you know, mix everything together. And then I put me in some beef broth so that way I can cook the rice. And y'all, normally I do beef broth, but I also do you know, you want your rice to be like a little bit dark. It's supposed to be looking dirty and good. But yeah, I know some people who make their dirty rice like separate, like cook their rice separate. I like to make all mine together. So there I am, letting it, you know, cook, and it's finished cooking. Excuse me. It is finished cooking, and it still had a little teeny bit of moisture in it, which that was completely fine with me, because, you know, rice gonna soak it up anyway. But I wanted just to make sure. Right here, I'm just checking to see if the rice is actually done. And the rice wasn't completely done, but it didn't have enough moisture in the pot. So what I did is I opened up some more beef broth, and I poured half of that in there as well. And then I added more seasonings. I don't know if I showed y'all this on camera. Probably so, probably didn't, but I'm just letting y'all know that. That's what I did off camera. Yeah, so I just basically, you know, did that and let it finish cooking, and then I put it in my silver dish, and then that's it, and I served it up. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I know this video was choppy, but I hope you like it. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. And guys, we're almost at 5K. So yeah, subscribe, share, and comment down below. Comment down below if you're going to try this recipe. And comment down below how you feel about the outlook on, you know, the church situation. Okay, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.